They say everyone in Hollywood has a price, but nobody expected Michael B. Jordan to pay with his entire career. For years, he was the untouchable golden boy, the Oscar winner, the disciplined builder, the man who moved in silence. But silence just became his loudest enemy. A 30-second leaked clip from an elite, private afterparty has just surfaced, and it's not just a scandal, it's a total collapse. In this grainy, late-night footage, the Creed star is caught saying the one thing you can never take back. A dark, calculated strike against the Harvey family and a secret about the industry's inner circle that has sent shockwaves through every major studio in Los Angeles. The endorsements are dropping, the Creed franchise is in limbo, and the world is asking, is the era of MBJ officially over? To understand how a 30-second clip could dismantle a decade of calculated perfection, you have to look at the pedestal Michael B. Jordan was standing on. This wasn't just an actor, he was a cultural architect. From the moment he stepped onto the screen in The Wire, Michael moved with a specific kind of intentionality. He was the golden boy of Hollywood, a man who stayed out of the tabloids, kept his circle small, and built his career brick by brick. While his peers were getting caught in messy club brawls or Twitter feuds, Michael was in the gym, in the director's chair, or at his mother's house. He was the hero who didn't just play Creed, he embodied the discipline of a fighter who never lets his guard down. But that guard was exactly what made the world so obsessed with his private life. When he started dating Lori Harvey in late 2020, the narrative shifted from his craft to his personal choice. For 2 years, they were the IT couple, the symbol of black excellence, grace, and high-tier fashion. We saw them at the Oscars, we saw them on yachts in Malibu, and we saw Steve Harvey himself giving Michael the ultimate stamp of approval. Steve, a man notorious for his "X is my ex" rule, actually broke his own protocol for Michael. He called him solid. He called him a good one. Michael wasn't just a boyfriend, he was an extension of the Harvey legacy. Then came the split in June 2022. The world was told it was about timing and Lori not being ready for marriage. Michael took the high road. He stayed silent, he deleted the photos, and he channeled that heartbreak into an Oscar-winning performance. While Lori was being spotted with Damson Idris and moving through the industry with her usual untouchable energy, Michael was ascending. He reached the peak. He stood on that Oscar stage, golden statue in hand, looking like the man who had won the game of life. He had the respect, he had the trophies, and he had the moral high ground. Or so we thought. The contrast is where the tragedy lies. You see, while the public was applauding Michael for being the bigger person, a different version of him was reportedly brewing behind the closed doors of Hollywood's most elite, invite-only circles. The Harvey family, led by Marjorie and Lori, had already started dropping breadcrumbs. Subtle IG stories, indirect quotes about smelling the trash if you sit in it too long, and rumors of a white ex that Michael was secretly obsessed with. But because Michael remained the silent, stoic hero, the public labeled the Harveys as the bitter ones. We clowned Lori for fumbling the bag. We made memes about Steve Harvey sighing at the Oscar win. We turned Michael into a saint and the Harveys into the villains of the story. But this 30-second leaked clip has flipped the script in a way that feels like a psychological horror. This wasn't a clip of a man who moved with intention or respect. This was a clip of a man who felt he had become too big to fail. Recorded in the grainy, flickering shadows of a private Malibu estate afterparty, the kind of place where phones are supposed to be checked at the door, the footage captures Michael in a moment of unfiltered, raw arrogance. He isn't just talking about his career, he's talking about the Harveys as if they were pawns in a much larger game. The contrast between the disciplined builder we saw on SNL and the man in this video is jarring. In the video, he isn't the polite student from Newark, he is a man laughing about how he played the narrative to get the public on his side. He speaks about Lori not as a woman he loved, but as a brand he outgrew. But the real poison, the part that has Hollywood studios pulling contracts as we speak, is what he said about the industry itself. He didn't just burn a bridge with the Harvey family, he set fire to the very foundations of the golden boy image he spent 15 years building. For years, we compared him to the unapproachable or corny guys, saying he was the one who did it right. We held him up as the standard for how a successful black man should move in spaces of power. And now, seeing him in this grainy footage, his face illuminated by the harsh glow of a lighter, whispering secrets that were never meant to leave that room. It feels like a betrayal. The Harvey family's shade suddenly doesn't look like bitterness anymore. It looks like a warning we all ignored. The industry is now asking, was the Creed we loved just a character Michael was playing in real life? Was the discipline just a mask for a much darker ambition? As the endorsements start to vanish and the unsolvable silence of MBJ continues, the contrast is no longer between him and his exes. It's between the man we thought he was and the man he actually is when the cameras are supposedly off. The 30-second clip didn't just end a career, it killed a myth. The audio itself is a nightmare of digital distortion and high-end background noise. The unmistakable sound of a phone hidden in a jacket pocket, recording a conversation that was never meant to leave the shadows of a Malibu balcony. It's only 30 seconds long, but in the world of high-stakes Hollywood branding, 30 seconds is an eternity. The clip begins with the clinking of expensive glassware and Michael's distinctive, low-register laugh. A laugh that usually signals confidence, but here, it sounds chillingly predatory. "They actually bought it," he's heard saying, his voice cutting through the muffled bass of the party music. The whole grounded Newark kid act. I give them the silence, and they give me the sainthood. This isn't the Michael B. Jordan who speaks about intention and discipline in Essence interviews. This is a man who sounds like he's dissecting a business strategy, and the business is his own public image. But the audio takes a darker, more personal turn when the Harvey family name is brought up by an unidentified associate. Michael's tone shifts from arrogant to ice-cold. "Lori wasn't a partner, she was a placeholder," he reportedly whispers. "You think I was ready for marriage? I was ready for the optics. I needed the Harvey seal of approval to lock in the legacy, and once I had the Oscar buzz, the placeholder became a liability." It's a calculated strike that paints his entire 2-year relationship not as a romance, but as a cold-blooded PR stunt. But the final 10 seconds are what sent the industry into a tailspin. He begins to name-drop the Circle, the elite group of power players who control the narrative in Hollywood. He speaks about the trade, a rumored secret agreement between top-tier black actors and major studios to keep certain messy truths under wraps in exchange for awards. "The Oscar wasn't just for the acting," he mutters. "It was for keeping the lid on the box." The audio cuts off abruptly with the sound of a door opening and a sudden hush, leaving the listener in a void of speculation. Is it real? Is it an AI-generated deepfake? Or is it the raw, unfiltered truth of a man who flew too close to the sun? The grainy, low bitrate quality only adds to the sense of dread, making the words feel like a confession from the dark side of the American dream. In the wake of the leaked audio, the silence from the Harvey household hasn't just been golden, it's been deafening. For years, Steve Harvey was the man stuck in the middle, a father figure who publicly vouched for Michael B. Jordan's solidity, while his own biological daughters, Brandy and Carly, reportedly watched from the sidelines with growing skepticism. But the internal tension that has been simmering behind the scenes of America's most famous blended family has finally reached a boiling point. This 30-second clip didn't just expose Michael, it ignited a firestorm of "I told you so" within the Harvey walls. Marjorie Harvey, the undisputed matriarch and the woman Michael reportedly called a placeholder in the leaked recording, has pivoted from subtle shade to a cold, calculated offensive. Insiders claim that the atmosphere in their Malibu estate is one of vindication. Marjorie, who has spent years building Lori into a global brand, allegedly viewed Michael's golden boy persona as a direct threat to her daughter's autonomy. Now, with the mask slipping, she is reportedly the one fueling the narrative behind the scenes, ensuring that every major blog and news outlet has the full context of Michael's alleged arrogance. But the real sting comes from the biological Harvey daughters. Brandy Harvey, who has long been rumored to have a strained relationship with her stepsister Lori, has suddenly become the most watched figure on social media. Her cryptic posts about truth coming to light, and the weight of a fake crown, have led many to believe that the leak might have originated from a source closer to the family than Michael ever imagined. The tension between the original Harveys and the Marjorie-Lori era has always been a quiet battle for Steve's attention, but Michael B. Jordan just became the common enemy that might have finally united them, or torn them further apart. Steve Harvey, meanwhile, is said to be in a state of absolute shock. To Steve, Michael wasn't just a boyfriend, he was the upgrade that proved Steve's lifestyle and mentorship could produce a certain kind of man. Seeing that man caught on tape laughing about playing the optics is a direct hit to Steve's own credibility as a judge of character. The internal dissension is no longer a rumor, it's a full-scale family war. While Lori moves with a newfound, icy confidence, the rest of the family is left picking sides in a scandal that has proven one thing: in the House of Harvey, loyalty is expensive, and betrayal is never forgotten. As the dust begins to settle on the most explosive 30 seconds in Hollywood history, the industry is left staring at a void where a superstar once stood. This isn't just about a leaked clip or a messy breakup anymore, it's about the death of an archetype. Michael B. Jordan wasn't just an actor, he was the blueprint for the modern, disciplined man. He was the one who did everything right, moved in silence, and won the ultimate prize. But as we've seen in this grainy footage, even the most polished marble can have cracks deep enough to bring the whole structure down. The fallout is already becoming a reality. Rumors are swirling that major production houses are pausing development on future projects, and the whispers of a Creed franchise without its titular star are growing louder by the hour. The CAA, the powerhouse agency that once shielded Michael from every storm, is reportedly in crisis meetings, trying to determine if this 30-second career suicide can be spun as a deepfake or if the truth is simply too loud to ignore. But in the court of public opinion, the verdict is already being written. For the Harvey family, this is more than just a win, it's a total reclamation of their narrative. Lori Harvey, once clowned for fumbling the bag, now looks like the woman who escaped a burning building just before the roof collapsed. Marjorie and Steve, despite their internal family tensions, have been proven right in the most brutal way possible. The placeholder comment from the audio will likely haunt Michael's legacy for years, serving as a reminder that in Hollywood, the person standing next to you is often the only one who truly knows the man behind the mask. But the real question remains for you, the fans. We've watched Michael B. Jordan rise from a Newark student to a global icon. We've defended his silence, applauded his discipline, and cheered for his Oscar win. But now that we've heard the unfiltered side, the side that laughs at the public's perception and speaks on relationships like business transactions, can we ever look at him the same way? Is this just the reality of how high-level power players move, or is this a dark side that Michael kept hidden for far too long? The era of the golden boy might be over, but the conversation is just beginning. Was this a calculated takedown by an industry circle he tried to expose, or did Michael simply fly too close to the sun? Now I want to hear from you. Did Lori Harvey really fumble, or did she actually dodge the biggest bullet in Hollywood history? Do you think Michael B. Jordan can ever recover from this, or is he officially banned from the elite circle forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. I'm reading every single one, and this is a debate you don't want to miss. If you want to stay locked in on how this situation unfolds and see the Harvey family's official response, make sure you like this video, share it with someone who needs to see the truth, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell, because the next update is going to change everything you thought you knew about the trade. Stay focused, stay grounded, and remember, in this game, the camera is always watching.